Teachers, and welcome back to Making with Ms. Dobras. Well, the school year has started, and here we go. I haven't done a video in a while, but we're going to get back into it, and I hope you check back on my YouTube channel as much as you want. It's Making with Ms. Dobras. Let's start our class how we always do back when we went to real school. Let's start with a mindful moment. So we're going to take 3 deep breaths. 3 deep breaths. And when I put my hands up, we're going to breathe in. And when I put my hands down, we're going to breathe out. And we're going to breathe in through our nose, and we're going to breathe out through our mouth. And we're going to do that so we can calm ourselves down in order to be in a good place to do some art and making. So let's do it now. Put your hands out. Stand up if you're sitting. All right, ready? 1. In through your nose, out through your mouth. In through your nose, out through your mouth. In through your nose, hold it, out through your mouth. All right, let's do some making. Okay, first things first, we've been talking a lot about 2D shapes and 3D shapes. And for the sake of our class, making, I'm going to think of 2D shapes as shapes that are flat. And that's how I asked you to draw some 2D shapes. And then we had fun with it, right? We made a robot out of shapes, and we practiced a math pattern called Sierpinski's Pyramid that's made out of triangles. And those are all 2D shapes, and they're flat. And for the sake of our class, 3D shapes or 3D art is anything that pops off the page. So this week we started making a 3D line sculpture where we practiced making shapes that pop off the page. They literally pop off the page. So I hope that you all made a 3D line sculpture, and I hope you had fun with that. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to do some 3D art, and we're going to make a face that's 3D that pops off the page, and we're going to use recycled materials. So I'm really excited to show you all these different kinds of recycled materials that you can use. So first things first, these are lids from like Gatorade bottles or drink bottles. Any kind of soda or water bottle has a lid on it, so start saving those. Any kind of interesting little plastic containers you can start to save too, because we can do some cool art with this. I like to save things like plastic forks that I get at takeout restaurants and straws. If you come across straws or chopsticks, they're great. All right, the materials that you need for this project are a few things. You're probably going to need, well, first you have to find all the materials. You have to go on a hunt in the recycling bin and find cool things to work with. And if all you have is cardboard, that's fine too. You can make really cool stuff with cardboard. You're going to need some Elmer's glue or white school glue, liquid glue, and you might want to have your an adult or your older brother or sister with you while you're using this so you don't make a big mess. I like to take a little plastic lid and put a little bit of glue on here. Just a little bit, not a lot. We don't want to waste it. And that helps keep the glue in one place. And then you can dip something in it. So say you want to glue on a little plastic container, you can dip it into the glue and then put it onto your piece of cardboard. So you need Elmer's glue. You also need scissors. Any kind of scissors, but you might want some scissors that could cut through cardboard. Speaking of cardboard, you're going to need a piece of cardboard to work on. Now, I got this just from a box that I had. You can use the lid to a shoebox, or what I like to do is cut a cereal box up. So I cut this off of a cereal box. And I like this cardboard because it's nice and strong, but also it's easy to cut. It's not very thick. So I just cut up my cereal box when I'm done. And you can always use something like this, a paper plate. Okay? So you're going to have to be creative and resourceful while you do this. In fact, that's one of our maker mindsets, is to be creative and resourceful. Creative and resourceful. That's what a lot of makers do. If you don't have one material, you use another. And you have to think about what kinds of materials you can use. So let's get started. I'm just going to show you a bunch of ideas. I'm personally not going to glue all the stuff on right now because I want to mix it up and show you all kinds of ideas. But I want you to take your time with it and really make a nice project. And I can't wait to see some pictures of your art. All right, makers, I made a little something, and I was hoping that might give you some ideas. So I made my mask, but now I don't want to pick it up because if I use white glue, it has to dry. So I'm going to leave it there, and while it's drying, I'm going to clean up my space. Because as you all know from our Maker Mindset chant, we are makers, we don't give up. We make big messes, but we clean them up. So this is really what a maker space looks like. There's lots of stuff out there. We make big messes in making, and so we're always having to clean them up. All right, so let's do it. I think I'm going to start by putting up my 3D line sculpture in the back. It's great to put your art up. I love putting art up. And then I have so many things. If you have some containers, I got to put all the rubber bands away. I'm going to put all the lids in the bucket. It's good to have a box. Always remember to close the lid on your glue so it doesn't dry off. And always remember to bring your glue down and put your lid on it so you don't dry it out. It's easy to lose those lids. We know. Now that's what I call cleaning up. So we're all cleaned up. Let's check on our piece of art. All right, so there it is. I might have to glue that in a little bit. That's just the start. I'm going to add more. But I just wanted to give you an idea of how you could get started today. And the big thing about making is makers like to prototype. That's a big word, I know, prototype. But it means basically try out a lot of ideas. And so that's what I tried to show you today. Just trying out so many different ideas. And really, you want to try out all those ideas before you glue. So try out a lot of ideas. Prototype lots of ideas. Try all different things. Some things will work, some things won't. Some things you like, some things you don't. And then when you finally have something that you like, that's when you put the glue on it. All right? So be careful. Try not to make a big mess. Always be safe if you're cutting materials. And if you need help, ask for it from someone in your family who's a little older. And always clean up, okay? Enjoy making your 3D face. And if you don't want to make a face, you can always make something else. You can make a robot. You can make an animal. You get to choose. So have fun with it, and I'll see you next time.